The air crackles with energy as Ethan slams his hand on the table, sending a small device skidding across the polished surface. His eyes are locked on the screen of his tablet, where lines of indecipherable code scroll endlessly. A bead of sweat trickles down his temple, mingling with the dust of countless calculations past. In the center of the room, bathed in the soft glow of holographic displays, stands Leo. His gaze is fixed on the glove that rests in his massive hands. It's an intricate piece of machinery, almost alien-like, with wires snaking up its metal fingers and sparks dancing at its fingertips. The glove hums with power, drawing energy from the swirling vortex of data displayed on the nearby wall. They're not enemies, though. Despite the conflicting emotions radiating off them, they're allies, united in their purpose. And the clock is ticking. Above them, a gigantic countdown clock ticks ominously on the wall, counting down the seconds until the network core overloads and the city plunges into chaos. "We need to stabilize the flow," Leo says, his voice echoing in the vast space, his eyes never leaving the glove. "If we can regulate the energy surges, we might be able to divert some of the overload into the auxiliary containment field." Ethan looks up from his tablet, his face etched with concentration. "I'm working on it, but the code is encrypted. It's like trying to rewrite the laws of physics themselves." He gestures to the tablet screen where lines of impossible equations twist and turn. Leo nods, understanding the gravity of their situation all too well. Time is a luxury they no longer have. Every second that passes brings them closer to catastrophe. "Then we buy you some time," he says, his gaze returning to the glove. With a fluid motion, he closes his fingers around it, and the glove flares to life, bathing his face in a cold, ethereal light. As Leo begins to channel the network's energy into the glove, the room around them reacts. Holographic displays flicker and surge with power, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Ethan takes advantage of the brief distraction. He dives back into the code, his fingers flying across the tablet's surface. He's been working on this problem for days, fueled by little more than coffee and sheer willpower. Sleep is a distant memory, replaced by the relentless hum of the network core and the constant threat of total system failure. But he can't afford to burn out now, not when they're so close. Through the rhythmic tapping of his fingers, a new window opens on the tablet, revealing a series of firewall protocols. This is what he's been looking for, the key to unlocking the network's encrypted defenses. But accessing it has been like trying to navigate a labyrinth blindfolded. But why? Why would someone go to such lengths to hide this information? The question echoes in his mind, but there's no time to dwell on it now. He has to focus. He inputs the command sequence, his heart pounding in his chest as the network responds. The terminal flashes, spitting out lines of code at impossible speed. The glow from the screen illuminates the determined set of his jaw and the wild look in his eyes. He's in the zone, oblivious to everything but the task at hand. Meanwhile, Leo's movements become more pronounced, almost violent, as he struggles to control the surging energy. The glove crackles with power, sending sparks flying, and the air around him shimmers with blue and white light. The countdown clock ticks relentlessly, a constant reminder of the danger they face. The glove begins to shake in his hands, threatening to slip from his grasp. Leo grits his teeth, forcing his fingers to maintain their hold. Sweat beads on his forehead, blurring his vision. The energy flowing through him is immense, raw, untamed. It's almost overwhelming. He can feel the strain on Ethan, the tension in his posture, the wild look in his eyes. They're in this together. Leo knows that the weight of the city, the lives of its citizens, rests on their shoulders. The thought is a heavy burden, but it also serves as a driving force, pushing him to maintain his focus, to keep pushing through the pain. Suddenly, a surge of energy courses through the glove, nearly knocking it from Leo's hands. He digs his fingernails into his palms, anchoring himself to the spot. The countdown clock ticks down to 5 minutes. Time is running out. Ethan, with a sudden jolt, realizes he's been holding his breath. He exhales slowly, trying to steady himself. He needs to calm down, to refocus. He's so close to breaking through the firewall, to gaining access to the core. The network responds to his touch, revealing the last line of defense, a final encryption layer. The countdown clock ticks down to 3 minutes, each tick echoing the urgency of their task. The pressure is immense, but Ethan thrives on it. This is what he was made for moments like this. He inputs the final command sequence and waits, his eyes glued to the terminal. The network hesitates, then yields, opening up before him like a blooming flower. He's in. His heart pounds in his chest, a drum solo in the orchestra of his being. His fingers fly across the keyboard, navigating the unfamiliar terrain with a grace born of years of practice. Lines of code scroll past, meaningless to most, but to Ethan, they're a language, a song, a symphony of ones and zeros. The network core is laid bare before him, its intricate pathways and control mechanisms exposed and vulnerable. Now what? The question hangs in the air, heavy with the weight of their city's fate. But Ethan has no time to ponder. He has a job to do. He begins to reroute energy flows, diverting a portion of the overload into the auxiliary containment field as Leo instructed. It's a delicate operation, akin to threading a needle while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. One wrong move, and the entire network could collapse, plunging the city into darkness. With each passing second, the glow from the holographic displays intensifies, casting long, distorted shadows on the walls. The air grows thick with the smell of ozone and burnt circuitry as the network strains under the diverted energy. The countdown clock ticks down to 1 minute, then 30 seconds. The network shudders, threatening to reject the changes Ethan is making. He pushes on, his determination hardening his features. He can feel the network's resistance, its rejection of his touch, but he won't be deterred. He can see Leo's strained face, illuminated by the flickering displays, his partner's unwavering commitment reflected in his eyes. They're in this together, and together they will see it through. With a final surge of effort, Ethan completes the diversion, rerouting the last of the overload into the auxiliary containment field. The network groans, its lights flashing erratically as it adjusts to the sudden shift. The countdown clock ticks down to 10, 9, 8. Will it hold? The question echoes in the vast chamber, bouncing off the cold, hard walls. Leo maintains his focus, his eyes never leaving the glove. The energy flowing through him is intense, almost painful, but he won't let up. 7, 6, 5. The network stabilizes slightly, the frantic flashing of lights giving way to a calmer, steadier glow. 4, 3, 2. Leo feels the energy shift in his hands, the glove humming in response to Ethan's actions. 1. The countdown clock reaches 0. The glove in Leo's hands goes dark, the energy spiking one last time before falling to a steady hum. Silence descends, broken only by the soft glow of the holographic displays. They did it. Relief washes over Ethan, so intense it's almost painful. He collapses back in his chair, closing his eyes. The tension drains from his shoulders, leaving him weak, shaky. He can still hear the distant hum of the network core, now stable, now safe. He opens his eyes, looks at Leo, a slow smile spreading across his face. "We make a pretty good team, huh?" he says, his voice hoarse from disuse. Leo returns the smile, his face still illuminated by the glow of the displays. "Yeah," he agrees, his voice equally hoarse. "Yeah, we do." Around them, the holographic displays begin to shut down one by one, plunging the room into darkness. The silence is deafening, broken only by the sound of their own breathing. It's over. They won. They saved the city. The thought echoes in their minds, bringing a sense of overwhelming peace. As the darkness envelops them, they stand there, bathed in the soft glow of the emergency lights. Two figures silhouetted against the backdrop of a city saved. They may not be superheroes, but in that moment, they know that they are legends. Theirs is a story of brains overbrawn, of intellect triumphing over chaos, of teamwork overcoming all. Their victory is not a spectacle of fireworks or loud explosions, but a quiet hum of a network running smoothly, a testament to their skill, their dedication, their brilliance. For in the end, it's not the loudest voice or the strongest arm that wins the day, but the sharpest mind and the steady hand. And both Ethan and Leo have those in spades.